Good morning, interwebs. It is 2 o'clock, and I have been up since like 10. I'm very thirsty today. So, I was hanging out with the kids. Steve was able to sleep till noon, which is great. And then the kids put on a puppet show for us. It was quite enjoyable. And we've messed with the computer, and I just finished filming the podcast. So there's the heap of stuff that you can see if you watch the Makes Monday podcast on the Hooked by Happenstance channel, which will be coming out whenever my computer decides that's a good plan. Yeah, like I said, the computer's being wonky again. It just keeps deciding it's done, and then it'll work perfect. And then it just decides that, yeah, that's not a good plan anymore. So I'm going to go now and make some lunch. I think I'm going to have some ravioli. And then we have another busy evening. Steve is going to take I guess he's going to take 2 of the kids over for dance class and soccer practice. And I'm going to stay home with the 3-year-old, and we'll, I don't know, he wants to watch a movie. So maybe he'll watch a movie and I'll crochet. That'd be fun, right? Everybody would enjoy that. Plus, I probably have some canning that I need to do today now that I'm feeling much, much better. I'm still really tired, though, because that's what happens, you know, after you've been sick, especially a stomachy illness. Your body's like, yeah, no, I used all my energy, and I wasn't getting any more, so now you're just gonna be tired. So that's kind of where I'm at. So, I'm gonna go make lunch, and then get along with my afternoon. It is like 7:50-ish. I'm still waiting for Steve and the kids to get home. My 3-year-old's outside playing t-ball by himself. He's doing a lovely job. I was just peeking at him around the house. It was very cute. It's nice for the kids to spend time, like, separately from one another, but I mean, I love that they spend so much time together, but it's interesting when they have time to be alone, what they choose to do. I mean, I guess it's the same thing as, like, what do I choose to do if I get to be alone? It's always kind of funny to see what you do and don't choose. Anyways, I am making dinner right now. I'm making an interesting concoction. Do you ever do that where I went through the fridge and saw what we had. So I originally defrosted a pound of sausage from our freezer. I cooked that up, browned it. Then I had some masa flour, so I put a little bit of that and just a little bit of butter in, and I mixed that in, and by a little bit, I put a decent amount of masa in. And then kind of cooked that, and then I had some tomato paste that we had in the fridge that hadn't gotten canned yet that needed to get used. It is what didn't fit in a jar. So I dumped that in, mixed everything together, and then I cracked a dozen eggs over it all and mixed all that together. And now I, after the eggs were like halfway cooked, put the lid on, turned the heat off, just let it hang out, and then I had some cheese that I had sliced that was left over, so I like chunked that up and put that all over the top, and now it's just hanging out. The eggs have finished cooking. Kuma wants in. So yeah, I'm curious to see what it's like. I think it will be tasty. I was gonna put several other things in, but found there were several things in the fridge that had gone bad. I had some sour cream I was gonna mix in. Sour cream had gone sour. I had some leftover creamy tomato soup from the other day. The milk that was in it had gone bad, so it was not good. Is there anything else? I think there's something else I was gonna mix in that we just didn't have or whatever. So this is gonna be an experiment, but hopefully everyone's gonna come home real hungry. So even if it's not ideal, everyone's gonna enjoy it. And while I've been doing that, I've been watching. Over here I have my plate stand with my phone on it, and I was watching some booktube of a booktuber I follow. I was watching Books and Lala's recent haul, and then it just started running through like an auto playlist of booktubers. So I've been watching what people are reading this month, and it is, you know, inspiring, but it's also funny because most of those books aren't books I'm gonna read because they're not books my library carries, and I'm not buying books. So, okay, going to go do a few things while I wait for everybody to get home, and then it'll be dinner time. Well, it is about 8:45, and my troops have returned, and we have all dinnered, and dinner was super yummy. Like, you know when you make those things, and I'm like, maybe it'll be okay, and then I start to worry that by the fact I'm thinking that, then it's gonna be really gross. Well, this time, it was incredibly good, so yay for that. And Mr. Kissy Fist just got his fin replaced because the fin fell off a very depressing amount of time ago for how long he's been sitting on my desk, and I have not fixed him. This is a problem that I have with the toys I make for the kids sometimes. It's kind of like the cobbler's children never have shoes. Like, I make them the toys, but I sometimes skimp on things that I ordinarily would not do if they were for sale. Like, when you have the fin and it has a tail on the end of it, you know, a yarn tail that's, you know, X amount long, and that's really not quite long enough to sew it in super duper good, but you're like, oh, it'll be fine, and if it comes off, I'll just fix it. Well, the truth is, if it comes off, I'll just let it sit on my desk for months. But now I have fixed it, so yay, and theoretically, I've learned a lesson, and I should take better care of it in the future, but I probably won't. 9:01, and I fixed another sad, pathetic pet. Now, I didn't fix its neck, which is a little bit wobbly, but I just decided that gives some character. But I did fix the arm that had come off, and it had been sitting, waiting for me to fix it, and I kept thinking that it had more wrong with it. But it was just the arm, and it only took me like 3 minutes. And part of that was finding yarn. And I didn't even settle on yarn that was identical. No, I just picked one of the colors out of it. Fail. So now my children can have their toys back. 9:26, and Bedwatcher the First is fixed. Now this one had more problems. I shored up its head a little. Its little snout had fallen off, and 2 of its arms. This one was the biggest fail on my part, based on pure laziness. So like I said, if I were to be selling these, you know, if you have a tail and it's not long enough when you're putting the piece on, I would go and get another piece of yarn and, like, make sure it was all on good so you could carry it around by the snout. Well, not so much with my kids' things. You know, the tail wasn't quite long enough, but I'd make it stretch, and it's just not a good plan. So, now all I think of the toys that I needed to fix are fixed, and so they can all be out of my parlor for now. And now it is 10:23, and I have finished cutting all the ends off the schlanket. So I'm really clearing a lot of the randomness that I've been putting off finishing off my plate, which is totally justification that I can start whatever I want now, right? Lots of whatevers I want. Well, maybe. We'll see. There is the legitimate chance that that might happen soon. But I've cleared off a bunch of things, so that's okay. Maybe. We'll see. It is about 4:30 in the morning. I'm just sitting here. The podcast is finally up. It took like all day of my computer chewing on the different parts of it to make it happen, but it's up. And I've just finished editing the vlog that should have gone up today. So the vlog from Monday, like my life on Monday that should have gone up on Tuesday. So it is now saving, and then it has a few things to do before it can finish uploading. So there will probably be 2 vlogs up tomorrow, maybe. I have been canning the last of the applesauce. So the last 14 quarts came out of the canner today. And right now I have barbecue sauce in the canner. And I will have a few more jars after this round comes out. And then my fridge is clear of things that had been previously like partially processed and then put in the fridge. So that is good. So I'm like caught up on that front. And I'm sitting here working on a new shawl that I'm playing with out of this. I think it's Lion brand Jiffy. They had been hats that I had frogged because I wasn't happy with them. They were kids' hats. I wasn't happy with the size or shape, or they just weren't right. So I pulled them out a while ago, and they've just been sitting in a tub, and I decided that I really want to do something with them, and so I've been doing it, and it's making me happy. And I was listening to Stargirl, or Love Stargirl, which is the sequel to Stargirl, which is an audiobook. Thoroughly enjoying it. It is a book written in 5 parts, and a lot of the audiobooks, you know, are saved into small segments. Well, this one is saved as an introduction in 4 chapters, and each of the 4 chapters is like an hour and 15 minutes long. It's only like a 5 or 6 hour book. So I got to the end of chapter 3, and chapter 4 just like kept going, like playback failed, even though it was telling me it was downloaded. So I then have had this problem before sometimes with audiobooks. What I have to do is return the book to the library, then recheck it out and re-download it, because it won't let you just re-download it. It's weird. So I get it to check it back in. That goes fine. And then it will not let me recheck it out. But I finally think it has let me check it out. And I think after like, I don't know, probably half an hour of me sitting here futzing with it, yes, it says it is downloading chapter 4. Which is good, because it kind of left me on a bit of a cliffhanger, and I would like to know what is happening. I am enjoying the book, though. And I've also been listening to some podcasts, all things that I could listen to offline, because obviously uploading the podcast, my podcast, onto YouTube took most of the bandwidth that I had, so I had the internet turned off on my phone for most of the night, but that is fine. Okay, I think, like I said, I'm catching up on all the things today, and that is a nice feeling. I cleaned up around the house a little. I don't know if it's completely obvious, but there are bits and pieces that look a whole lot nicer, and it will give us a good starting point for tomorrow to do a little bit more straightening up of things. And yes, just trying to get back on track. So, I'm going to work on this shawl till my timer goes off. Then I'm going to go and turn that off. I have a special, well, it's actually a special order. It's like an order on Etsy that I need to make a change. Ooh, there's my timer. Well, that answers that question. Then I have an Etsy order that I just need to make like a change to one of the bags before I can send it out. So I need to go do that. While this is cooling, I can put in my last batch of jars and get that ready to go in the mail tomorrow. They'll pop it in the morning for me, and then I will be headed to bed. But I'm going to say goodnight to you now so that I don't forget, because right now I remember, and like I said, later I'll forget. So, I hope you all had a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Nighty-night.